I wasn't expecting them to actually release World 5, but might as well say, at the end of it all, it finally came to fruition. But anyways, as you can see on screen, World 5 has finally been released in Pixel 3D. It's honestly crazy to believe that with World 4 being released 7 years ago, and with World 5 recently being released 7 years after, World 5 almost took half the game's lifespan to be released, which is honestly pretty crazy to believe, and a lot of things have changed throughout that time span. But anyways, we're not going to be waffling too long. I'm going to do put the difficulty to hard mode and might as well jump into it, that being Worlds Beyond. As you can see with World 5 having only 4 levels, which is a lot more less than the rest of the levels having either 6 or probably 8 between those, but there's 4 levels to go from, one of them being Loop Break, Backrooms, Debug World, and Exodus. Loop 11, Loop 1331. Hello. For years I've waited for this moment. As you can see, we're at the start of this level, which, let me do something real quick. One thing I'd say is that, let me try to do a little something to switch it up when it comes to completing this world. I'll try to be a little bit more immersive, so be right back in a little. Alrighty then, back where we were, but this time with a different set of weapons. Decided to do is get a little bit more immersive with the level. Probably going to be doing a preach level to start off with the first level, so might as well say, let's get straight to it. Alright, then might as well just use the melee for now. First mission is to run. Not sure we could possibly do is cheese this map with the ninja tabby or with the other sets. Don't mess up with here. Probably could probably jump over that. What a surprise, it was actually a fake block. Or transparent block. I'll go wait for these to appear slowly. Right then, let's get up here. Probably gonna need to be using this for now. Kill mobs. Wasn't that hard to do. Going up to the next part of this map. What do you guys say that the map looks pretty cool? This place to run. This TNT block will do. Alright, never mind. Jump over here. The platforms. Which one do I choose? I'm probably gonna. I think I messed up here. I think it was somewhat intentional, or probably give you the option to do is get back here. Just keep going. Follow the blue line. Careful with that barrier. Probably dodge it. Ooh, close enough. Go mobs, alright. Alright then. Should probably make a run for it here. Not sure if these platforms would move. Jump over this pad. Make a run for it. There's ammo as well as armor. Should probably avoid them real quickly. Dead end. Go around here. Checkpoint. Somehow have this. Somehow you can phase through it. Alright. Easy to do. Avoid that. Avoid them. Thought I was gonna end up. I was gonna say, I thought I was gonna end up dying here, falling off of there. Should probably collect a few of these. There, enter the portal. And we made it. When does there matter to be completing this with 3 stars. Probably gonna just complete it in the future. Huh? Also, I don't even know what would be. Also, I don't know what the canonical voice that the Pixel Gun Survivor would possibly have. To be honest, I'm going with whatever it would probably have. Alright, I decided to switch it up a little with the. I forgot what the backup of this is, and the stationary friend. Bit of a familiar face. Run. Alright. For what I've heard, just follow the directions on where it's telling you to go. However, you just end up here. Probably in this portal? Follow the symbols. Star, square. Here it's. Oh, wait. Start with the star, which is probably over on the other side. Should probably avoid it. It's okay, so it's time to go left. Alright, there's the star over here. So we're going to left, then it says up. Left, right. Here we go. Alright, so how do we return back? That's the question. Or do I go back to where I was before? Return to void. Not gonna question that. Go around. Wouldn't really matter much. The pool holds the key, right? Alright, found this part of the map, then. Diamond's over here. I feel like this would have been a better map. Oh, I found a star. Alright, which part do I go? Left or right? Right-handed, so. Honestly, this would have been the. Oh, Christ. Wasn't expecting that to actually happen. What if there's that pressure plate that's right there? As I was saying, this would have been the best map to have for the backrooms map for multiplayer. The one map that we had for the PGA Volume 2 season was pretty terrible. No, you found a portal. Is that all? I feel like this map would have fit well for like a multiplayer map, but not really as huge as it currently has, but that we had for multiplayer, but a little bit more expanding. So instead of it being a reskin of Pool Party with a bit of the themes of the back rooms as well as it being in a what seems to be a box. Well, yeah, man, that's the second map. That's the second level being done. Just follow the directions. Alright, then not bad with this. One of them I didn't complete, that being complete the level without making a single mistake, so gotta be more precise when it comes to it, I guess. Finally, I'm back. Bug, it's still inside me. We need to get you to the creator. He'll know what to do. Might as well save you the bit of time here, that being. Hold on. If I put the sound effect to 0, it's practically just wouldn't be muted, but it wasn't necessarily that loud when it comes to picking up those items, so might as well for the sake of everyone's ears. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna screw that. I'll do this in post editing. It's very nice to see this map return from the event that we had last year. Not sure what they mean by the damage when it comes to both these two characters. Is there some sort of health bar that they have? They don't necessarily specify it or sort of give some sort of visual indication that they're taking damage. Apart from the boss, that's apparently going to be arriving in 3 minutes. Turns. There's a couple turns that says to be taken out. 4th turn. Oh, never mind. I gotta just craft these turns with these cores, I guess you can probably call them. Not sure if you guys can hear that in the background, but one of my cat is purring. Right then, gotta pop up here. How do you get up there? Never mind, there's stairs. Alright, one more turns and. And there we go, we have enough to be able to craft the last turret. I feel like this is probably more ideal when it comes to fighting this dude. Never mind, destroy him, alright. Using his own weapon against him, I guess. Can't really get him with the shackles. And there we go. Right, and we actually can complete that by 3-starring it, which is pretty nice, I would say. Still was confused about the last part until you get to like the boss fight. I would say the boss fight was pretty nice. I was more confused about the second part as well until they talked about how when it comes to crafting turrets. I feel like it should explicitly say to do craft turrets. I mean, if it says craft all objects, I mean, pretty confusing what it could mean. It could possibly be like other parts that clans usually have. When it comes to like traps, motards, and all the other stuff you can possibly imagine. Merciful pixels, that was a nightmare. Thanks to you, Pixel World is now free of Mesmer's bugs. Okay, take it. It's pretty questioning, and it just straight up just says, here, take it, I guess. I have to dive into my own mind and fight. I've seen so much combat, but the hardest battle I ever going to have to fight is the battle to just be me. This is the battle. Right, then enter the portal. Seems to be taking some parts from the arena. They have the Citadel map. We're part of the segment from Parkour City 3021. Bit of a rewind from the Citadel level, but this time you can get to use your own loadout instead of the one that they provided you for the map, or being the entirety of the loadout that they gave you for World 4. Alright, if I was myself, where would it be? Let's probably stock on ammo real quickly. Probably need to go around here. Okay. Alright, then get this weapon, which is pretty odd to find. Being the Debugger 2026. I'm surprised you made to get this weapon from here. Usually they would give you the weapon after you defeat the boss or completing the level, but to get it during a level, it's pretty cool. These enemies aren't necessarily as difficult as the ones from Citadel. Again, as you're just running with your own loadout and not having to rely so much on the system admin, or pretty sure that the Debugger 2026 is the only weapon that you're about to get from this level. I feel like you don't necessarily get the other weapons you can possibly pick up. Even though you didn't start off with the sniper. Go up the ladder. Probably gonna put my gun out real quickly. We're gonna run the debugger for now. Pretty surprised that the kills you might get with this weapon counts for this level. Usually this mostly would occur when it comes to using it in multiplayer. Usually it does count, but somehow they count here. 15 mobs to go again, so alright, let's see how this will go. Ah, it's like the level from the castle level from World 2. Wait, never mind, World 3, I keep forgetting. It's been a while since I've last played campaign, and I'm practically almost dead here. Okay, this is a lot more difficult than I expected. Here's the coin you can get from here, off the rip. Not really with the same wizard design that they had from the castle level. Defeat the boss. That happens to that one character from that one season. We're gonna go after. There's his henchman here. Pretty easy to do. Alright then. Ah, yes, I remember this. Defeat the dragon serpents. Alright, should be easy to do. Pretty sure that would probably kill me right there if I were to stand in the lava. I don't think it's part of a visual or part of the map to sort of walk on. Oh, I gotta collect these flames. Avoid them pretty quickly. And that should be it. Bring the fire to the mark. Where? One of the mark I've seen is right there. So, probably gotta take him over there. I don't think it's possible to rocket jump. Never mind, it is possible to do. Enter the portal. Alright. As you can see, we do have the multiverse version of Daisy. Not the one that we had from the original map of this level. Yes, this world from, you guessed it, the end of chapter 1, or world 1 as we say. Probably gonna run debugger for now. Or I might as well just run the pet dragon for now. It's pretty good. A lot more different than the skull from World 1. It's basically if you were to take Silent Skull but modernizing it a little with tying it to the multiplayer side. Some forms of horror. Don't keep forgetting that there's secret coins and gems here. Or throughout each level. And then we gotta defeat the boss. Alright, and it's probably gonna be a lot more easier now since, you know, a lot more better weapons. Probably gonna fight him out with the power claw. Alright, never mind. Okay, it was probably what is one of the issues that the game currently has when it comes to the campaign? That being, if you somehow fail the mission, it just soft locks you. That's the other one thing I forgot to mention. You gotta just restart the game. I've learned my lesson here, so yeah, it's pretty simple to just fight against him. Smacking it to do a lot of good damage. It's probably gonna be a lot more difficult when it comes to going for the armor here. Missed that big buddy shot. Should probably be it. There we go. Once again, never underestimate this version of Slender Man. Defeat bug. Alright then, this entirety of the map is... Oh hey, it's this bug. Alright. With the rocket jump. I don't think you can put it somewhat cheese it. One thing that's nice I would say is that the boss HPs is it's one of the more nice additions to have. I mean, usually when it comes to like the boss health, it's mainly with the health bar that's on top of them, but with it having a dedicated health indicator, it's pretty nice. Or health bar to say the least. As I ever look around, and it does seem that this blindness is somewhat being a lot more in effect. As the health bar goes a bit lower, you just start to notice that the blindness that you have is starting to intensify a little. I'm not sure I should shoot the heart or something. Alright, it's almost dead. Now we're gonna go in close quarters, probably just have a good distance out of it. Just keep your distance. Don't know how deadly this boss can be. And there we go. So, you ever look at the skybox? With the entirety of the Pixel 3D being somewhat of a simulation. I'm not sure if the portal does anything. Alright, look. Alright, never mind, it's a visual. I guess we enter this portal, I guess. Bug is defeated, Worlds Beyond, chapter completed, rewards get 300, 500 coins and 100 gems. Alright, not really that terrible of rewards. Is this really over? Seems like it. Seems like it actually is.
Once again, Pixelman has won. Not only did he break the time loop and escape Kubik's domain, survive the horrifying maze of the backrooms, and stop Eddie Masmer from taking full control of the multiverse, but also faced Debug's corruption within his own mind and erased it. Pixelman has achieved what once was thought impossible. But when too many rules are broken, when too many impossible events happen at once, reality itself begins to tear apart. And through the tear, the winds of change begin to blow. Now the entire multiverse will face a calamity of unprecedented scale and power. The Pixel Storm. Brace yourselves. The age of conflict, wonders, and transformation has begun, just as planned.
Holy crap. Oh yeah. I guess that's the end of it, I guess. We're gonna Pixel 2 wishlist now. I've seen someone say that World 5 was a disgrace and it was just to do is promote Pixel 2. I feel like if that was the case, you would have just had text, big large text to be saying, the story continues in Pixel 2. But now it just tells you to just wishlist the game and that's pretty much it. And there we have it, peeps. World 5 has been completed. Honestly, it's pretty surprising to say the least. If I were to do is give a rating for what World 5 would be, 8 out of 10, I would say. Or I guess 7.5, I would say. But you know, again, it's not that terrible. Nothing too groundbreaking either, but in terms of the standard for Pixel campaigns, this one was pretty good. This question you've probably seen from the right of your screen. Do we have to wait for World 6? The question is, what would it continue off of? Would it continue off of World 5? Would Pixel 2 be tied in with World 6? Well, the one thing I'll say is, only time will tell. What was it? Or this could just be a placeholder. They probably won't be adding any more worlds, but who knows? It's a possibility. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I forgot to question this, but what do you guys think of the campaign? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, have a good day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.